Good evening, guys. I am here with the lovely Sam from the Hair and Beauty Charity UK. I have known Sam for little over a year now. Sam also owns her own PR company in London called Essence PR. So I'm absolutely delighted to have you here, Sam, tonight, just to talk through a little bit more about what the charity does and how you're helping people within the industry. So over to you, Sam.
Yes, thank you very much, and lovely to meet you all. I heard about your private group from Kate the other day, and I just thought, wow, what an amazing sort of networking opportunity for all of everybody to sort of share ideas and talk about things. So as you know, as you were just saying, I've been in the industry myself for probably 25 plus years or so. I always worked very much in this sort of the PR field. So I've got a lot of network and a lot of contacts within the professional sector, both on the hair and the beauty side. I got involved with the hair and beauty charity probably about 12 plus years ago. Helen Ward, who I'm sure a lot of you might have read her column or know her from the professional beauty column that she does, but she's also the MD of Richard Ward Salon. We've been long-term friends for many years, and she actually got me involved with the charity. She said, come along for a meeting. And then 12 years later, here I am. So with the charity is, it's a really unique charity. And actually, unfortunately, it's a charity that a lot of people don't actually know exists. And, today, especially with what's happening with COVID, it's something that I think, you guys really do need to know about, that we are here to help people like anyone who's sort of fallen on hard times. We were actually created in 1836. We thought actually just up until 2 weeks ago we were established in 1853, but we've actually found some records that were older than we realized. So not only we're actually more like nearer to 200 years old than we thought. So 1836 is when we were established, and we were actually called the Hairdressers Orphan Fund. And over the years, we've changed our names to sort of the Hair and Beauty Benevolent, the Hairdressers Charity, and then more recently, we rebranded as the Hair and Beauty Charity. And basically what we do is we help hair, barbers and beauty professionals in financial needs. So we pretty much give you money if you need it. And that's something that, I just feel the fact that, as an industry, you've been doing it for so long, it shows how caring and loving we are. And one of the reasons we moved to a charity probably about 18 months ago, before we were Benevolent, which is a friendly society. But as a charity, we can now receive gift aid, which means the government can also match the donations that we're getting from individuals as well. So we've pretty much been a lifeline for people, and I never more than needed than during COVID.
Absolutely. And it's been such a troublesome time for many. And just especially these past months, because I think a lot of people were expecting to get back to work.
Yeah.
Guidelines were set and normal would resume. And that's not the case for many people.
And I think for me, I've been, as I said, this year I came on board as a president. I was actually co-president for 2 years previously, and I was vice president prior to that. So as I said, I've been very hands-on with the charity for a very long time. And, I was really excited in January. I thought, great, come on, this is all on my shoulders. We can do this. We can raise the funds we need. And of course, COVID happened. And what happened in March was basically we just managed the very beginning of March to have our annual fundraising ball, which meant that we were able to get like maybe 200 influential hair and beauty people in one room and get money from them, which was fantastic, and that was then. And we'd heard about what was happening, but no one was really taking it as if it was going to really happen too seriously. It might happen, eventually, or it might be a couple of weeks. But then 3 months later, we were all still struggling. And I think what also really happened with a lot of us, and I know in Scotland you guys will really resonate with this, is the backwards and forwardsness of what was happening in our industry. We were told we could all open, then it was told just the hair world could open, then it was told the beauty can open, Then it was told the beauty can only open so much. And every time we thought we were getting somewhere, it was pulled out from us. And I think in Scotland, you guys have had it even stronger in the sense of some people still cannot even do their job since lockdown happened in March. And this is something that, you know, as a charity, we are there to help you if you need our support, because, you know, we help people who've fallen on financial hardships. And, you know, I don't think there is anything worse than what's been going on in the last few months within our industry. And so, you know, we want people to know that there is money out there if you need it and you are financially in trouble. The thing to remember with this charity is that we are helping the individuals. We're not helping your business at all. So I know some people were saying about, and I think Kate, you were asking me about, does it matter if you've only had your business for 1 year? If you've been in our industry, if you are a trained technician, a trained hairdresser, a trained makeup artist, trained barber, you know, and have gone through, got your qualifications, we're here for you. We do have regulations on our website, which is the hairandbeautycharity.org, and it has a great site on there. It's very easy to follow and explains exactly how we can help. And we do have guidelines about what we can do and how we can help, because obviously we are a charity and we're governed by the Charity Commission. We do say that, you know, we would like people to have had 3 years within our industry. However, you know, at the moment, if you've maybe got 2 years or 2.5 years, still get in touch with us. If you've been in the industry for 1.5 years and you really do need help, get in touch with us regardless, because this is very unique time at the moment. And so we are looking at all cases. Everybody that needs support, we will look at carefully. And if we can help you, we will help you.
Can you run us through some funding stories, Sam, that you've encountered so far? You know, individuals, how did they
Yeah,
receive help?
yeah. I think
How
you know what it is, you know, not just through COVID, but just in our industry, you know, it's all about the unexpected. You know, none of us expected COVID to happen. People don't expect to maybe get cancer. People don't expect to be, you know, giving birth to a child that will need medical help. So all these unexpected things, you know, make homeless, or, you know, alcoholism, drug dependency, all these areas within everyday life, we do help people if they need it. So with COVID, it was, you know, it's things like, you know, as you know, all your money was just taken from you overnight. If you were a freelancer, if you were, you know, if you weren't able to collect the furlough support, all your money was removed sort of from overnight. And that's the sort of the people that we've been helping is, you know, short term, because we knew these people within 3 months could go back to work, or should I say, have gone back to work until the government changed the guidelines again. So, you know, it's things like, you know, paying for school uniform, you know, it costs a lot of money. Another thing, like your TV license, believe it or not, you know, you have to, you know, people want to have a TV. So TV licenses, it might be that, you know, your washing machine has broken, your fridge freezer has broken. Just all those little tiny things add up, and financially it gets harder and harder and harder to sort of get on top of things. So we have everything from people asking us for help because of medical reasons, because of mental reasons, because of environmental reasons, because of work reasons. And as a charity, we will assess everything, and, you know, if we can help you, we will definitely.
and how long does that process take, Sam, in terms of applying, and how
Yeah.
quickly does funds kind of go from the charity to an
Yeah.
individual?
Well, we've, as I said, the best thing for anyone to do who's wanting some help or feels they might need some help is to go to our website. On there is a form that you would complete online, or you can actually phone the charity and they can send you a hard copy out or talk to you about what you need to do. From there, now in pre-COVID times, it would probably take about a month to say 2 months for it to go through, because we used to meet monthly where we would discuss the beneficiaries and the case studies and people that would need support. So we'd get the applications through. Also, just to let people know that all the applications are anonymous as well. The only people who know who you are or where you live or anything like that are the two charity people who work in the head office. Everything else, when it comes to our committee, is blanked out. We know no personal details. It's purely about your situation and the support that you need. So from there, we would then, as a committee, the committee used to meet once a month, and we would discuss fundraising and brand awareness of the charity and what we're doing. And then obviously then also look at how we're supporting people and how we can help people, whether that would be new cases or people applying to renew their support. We sometimes might have people on who only need support for 3 months, 3 years. We've actually had some people who are still with us for 20 years later. So this is not necessarily always about a short-term fix. It can be a long-term requirement from people. And from there, we would then, meet once a month. And then by the time the committee made the decision and head office would make all the necessary admin side of things, you might start to receive your money within, say, 6 weeks or so, 6 to 8 weeks. Because of COVID and because of the urgent need of immediate help of money, we actually decided to do it weekly. So what we did was we couldn't get all the committee together. We just kind of got the core trustees, myself and the trustees in the head office. So 6, 8 of us that we would meet on Zoom like this. And we would then talk about the requirements and the needs of the people. And we made decisions literally within a week. So people were receiving money within a 2-week period. And we've continued that right through till now. We started to slow down a little bit because we thought things were changing, and then very quickly it wasn't. So we then got back to doing weekly again. We will be starting to reopen our full committee as of October. But if it's needed that we need a fast decision made on people, then we very quickly jump on Zoom and make that decision now. And I think that's what's kind of happened, is the fluidity of what we're doing. There was obviously, as I said, we were thinking we were starting to slow down a little bit because, a lot of the beauty had gone back to business, hair had gone back to business. Then we thought, right, okay, we'd seen that there'd been a slowdown. We had noticed there was a 76% increase in requests for help year on year. So from last year to this year, in the COVID period, 76% increase of people needing help. So huge. And bearing in mind, we're a very small charity with small funds and small, committee. And what we suddenly started to panic about was, how are we going to raise money? All our fundraising had been cut off. No exhibitions, no events, no salons open, no beauty salons open. Everything had shut. And suddenly we were relying on just purely the money that the manufacturers had maybe donated to us at the beginning of the year. But that only gives us 50% of the money that we would need to run for the whole year. Mm-hmm. And there I am thinking, oh, hold on a moment, what are we going to do? So we started a relief fund in March to try and raise some money that we could just through word of mouth, lots of talking like this, and just trying to get people to know that we exist and trying to get people to donate. We managed to raise £30,000 within a month, 6 weeks, which was wonderful. And that really did help, because over COVID, over those 2-3 months, we actually donated over £60,000-70,000, which again is pretty much a huge chunk of money that as a charity we're not used to giving that much out in such a short period of time. And then just when I was thinking, like, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this next? Trying to sort of think of ways that we could raise money. A very wonderful person who I'm sure a lot of your followers and a lot of your members will know, Caroline Hiron, suddenly popped up and said, I'm going to do an Instagram live for you guys this evening, and I'm going to raise some money. And I've started a campaign called Beauty Backed. And the charity didn't quite understand this. I know Caroline very well, and I immediately realized what was going to happen. So we're talking, the Monday afternoon, and it 5 o'clock. As we know, Caroline loves her 5 o'clock announcements, which she did yesterday as well, which was wonderful. And it just took off again. And we were just amazed by the support of all the manufacturers, of all the industry, of all the individuals who just kept donating and donating and donating and donating. And Caroline raised, I think, just overnight, nearly £100,000 overnight. By the end of the month, she'd raised over £400,000. She is aiming for £500,000 for the charity, and we are just so, so grateful. As a charity, we would normally raise around £170,000 to £180,000 in a year, and that will keep us exactly where we need to be. Everybody we need to help and so forth. But obviously with COVID, we realized we're having an increase of people asking for help, but our money actually was going down. So it was just perfect timing for Caroline and her wonderful team of supporters, behind Beauty Backed, who got behind this and helped promote it, to just raise the money. Because what it's done is it's given us a financial lifeline as a charity. It means that we can definitely help people who need it now. We're not in that situation where we were thinking, how are we going to do this? How are we going to pay all these people? We help over 170 people a month financially with money. And if we haven't got money coming in, how are we going to help them? So what she's done and what the industry has done for us is they've just given us breathing space for a little while, on that side. And, Caroline has just launched an amazing raffle yesterday, which, guys, check it out. It's just heart-stopping how wonderful this charity raffle is that she's doing. She's got an aim to raise £500,000 for us. She's already raised just over 400,000, and and it is starting to help. So with that money that she raised, we immediately started giving people. We had so many applications of people telling us some really heart-wrenching, very personal, very sad stories. And I think for me, the hardship with all of this is that a lot of these women, and the majority of them are women, I'm talking 90% of the people, 95% of the people coming to us are female. They are women. They are quite often mothers as well, and they are not necessarily always the breadwinner, but they've had their money, and then suddenly their money has been taken away, and it's all on the husband's shoulders, and the husband has to pay for everything and do everything. And of course, they don't earn enough money to do that. And I think for me, as a female, as a business owner, and as somebody like that, to see that your business has been taken from you for nothing you've done at all is really, really hard. And we want to help those women who are really struggling right now. And you can't afford to buy your child his new school shoes or her new blazer or whatever it is, and silly things like that. And we've got Christmas coming up as well. We support the children. We give them money for Christmas presents and things like that. So it's such a wonderful charity, and we just need people to know we exist.
I think a lot of what's happened recently, especially with the Beauty Backed, is it's had quite a focus within England, and I think the message up here was that it just wasn't attainable to Scottish professionals. So I know that you're keen to shout about the charity in Scotland.
Yeah, we're a British charity. We're a British charity. So if you're in England, Scotland, Ireland, Northern Ireland and Wales, we will and can help you. I know there was, because I think what it is that, we're an English registered charity, but actually we have applied, because bearing in mind, we've only just become a charity. Although we've been around since 1836, we have only just become an official charity in the last 18 months. So it takes time to apply for all the different, countries' charitable status. So that's in the process. We started that at the beginning of the year, actually. So, and we only actually became a charity, a very, very, very short time ago. And actually the Hair and Beauty Charity only existed, I think October last year. So, wow. So it's, as I said, it's a process. And obviously with COVID happening, everything gets pushed back. But, that's always been the case. We help beauticians, we help barbers, and we help hairdressers. So, if anybody does need help, go to our website and do that. And definitely, and also follow us on social media as well. We need more people to hear, because I think the more you share on social media, the more people hear about us as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really strong message just now, especially with Caroline
Yeah,
doing her Facebook lives and the raffle, and just knowing that there's help out there.
yeah,
Before the live, we jumped on a call, and we spoke about it's not just funding that you're giving people, it's training as well, and the
yeah.
ability to advance their skills, and not just rely on a money handout.
Yeah, we sometimes people are coming to us, and you can, financially they're struggling. Obviously, they're struggling. They wouldn't be coming to a charity if they had the money. And but what they're wanting to do is maybe upskill their, sort of thing. It might be that, a lovely lady who was basically her illness was stopping her from being able to stand for too long, which meant that as a masseur and a facialist, she wasn't able to do her job to the full extent that she wanted to do. But her nail set wasn't as strong as it used to be, sort of thing. Obviously, she focused on the body treatments, and although she had done nails, she hadn't maybe done courses for a long time, or wasn't up to speed with the latest technology. So she was asking us, for some help. But actually, one of the key things was, she said, I want to keep working, but I need to sit. And obviously, nails is obviously a profession you can sit to do. So, we've started a collaboration with Training Solutions, which is a training provider. They do hair and beauty up and down the UK as well. I do believe they're actually got some courses in Scotland as well, but go on their website. It's very easy to find local courses. And they've been very good to donate their sort of educational time to do that. And with this course, I think it was actually online as well. So the lady was actually able to do a course online during COVID, and, work with them on that side. So, I think that's another side is, sometimes people just want support from education. They don't always necessarily want a long-term financial support, that we might help them for 6 months with that, and then actually quite often they get up on their own, and they're confident again, they're starting to earn money, and they continue. And I think, that's what we found with the COVID is, we gave people a 3 month support, and I would say a huge percentage of them haven't required any return investment at all, because they've come back to us and they've said, no, thank you so much. That's exactly what I needed to get me through this moment. And you helped me with with my family, and you helped me with my children. And thank you so much. And actually, people are very, very thankful about what we're doing. But then occasionally, and, especially when the laws changed again on the beauty side, we did have some of the beauticians coming back to us and saying, I really didn't expect to do this. I didn't want to ask again. And we were like, of course, this is what we're here for. You obviously, if you could work, you would. But actually, at the moment, you're not actually allowed legally to work. And I think this is the thing. And also with some of these, especially in the sort of the beauticians, and with some certain areas, and I'm sure this is the same in Scotland, very much so in Scotland. You want to work, you can work, but actually people aren't coming in. People aren't wanting treatments. So then suddenly you're in this limbo, in the sense of, well, what am I going to do? How am I going to make money? And the government aren't going to help you. So again, get in touch with us if you're in that situation. Where you think that actually I'm not sure how it works, or with the universal credit, and various things like that. There's all these things, and it might be that we might be able to say to you, actually, it's not something we can do, but actually you need to get contact with this company, or why don't you speak to this company? We will often, I think I was saying to you, Kate, earlier, that we will often be recommended by third-party companies. So we'll have, it could be a debt agency will contact us to sort of help this person out, or it could be in domestic violence. Again, we have a lot of support. We support a lot of women and their children who maybe have had to escape a violent partner. And actually that has increased. I wouldn't say it's necessarily increased over COVID. It's just increased over the last 5 years. I've definitely noticed an increase in that side of things. Interestingly, also homelessness and poverty, food banks. That is something, 5 years ago, you never used to read about people going to food banks. Now, I would say pretty much most times, each there's somebody within the group asking for help will be using food banks, and they are working as well. That I find that to
Just,
myself extremely difficult, when they're working and they still can't survive.
it's the most heartbreaking. And I've had a lot of mails this week coming through from my DMs, and they've had flourishing businesses at the start of 2020. Healthy revenues,
Yeah,
staff of say 5. And they're mailing me now saying, I've had to go sign on at the job centre. I
yeah,
need benefits. I've had to go to the doctor and get antidepressants because I can't cope right now.
no,
And that's the hardest thing to hear, is that, they can't physically work right now. They can't earn what they were supposed to be earning this year.
no. And as you said, and I think that's when we're reading and hearing what people are telling us, those are exactly the stories, Kate, is the sense
Yeah.
of like, they've worked hard, they've got a successful business, and come March they haven't been able to open again. Again, there's a lot of confusion about mobile hairdressing, mobile beauty treatments and things. Even for me in the UK, I don't even know what people can do, what people can't do. Nobody seems to know. The government aren't, the websites aren't being updated fast enough, the guidelines aren't being explained clearly enough. And but at the end of the day, as a charity, we are just here to help you if you need it. I think the industry bodies, BABTAC, NHBF, Hair and Barber Council, all of those guys have been amazing at trying to sort of explain what's happening and everything like that. So for me, I say to people, listen to those guys. Us, the charity, we're here to help you on a very different level. We're not going to get political. We just want to help you with money. That's it. And somebody asked me once if it was a loan, and it's not a loan. No, we will give you money. We don't have a huge pot. I know I just said that Caroline's just raised £400,000, but as I explained, normally we give around about 170 to 880,000 pounds out a year, and that's normally, forget COVID. So and next year I don't even know how we're going to continue raising money next year either. So the Beauty Backed is gonna be a lifeline for another year at least, I hope.
How can we all help, Sam? How can we support the charity? Can we do anything that
Yes,
just makes
well,
sure that you guys have got that funds?
yeah, I think, do you know what, Kate? There's two things. I'm a big believer in, it's not always about the money side of things. Obviously, we need the money, and what everybody's doing, and I'll talk about that side in a second. But for me, the first thing people need to do is tell people we exist. Tell people we exist. We have been around since 1836. So many people do not know we exist. So tell your colleagues, tell your friends, tell your hairdresser, tell your beautician, tell your makeup artist, tell everybody about us, and just say to them, go on our website, go online, our social media, and follow us, because you may not need us now, but you may need us tomorrow. Or this is all about paying it forward, and things like that. There's such sad stories. She said, none of us know that we're going to get ill. None of us know that a big virus was going to come from nowhere. And and people aren't necessarily prepared, but as a charity, that's what we're there for. So first and foremost is understand what we do and that we're here for you. So that's my first thing. Then on a fundraising side of things, there's lots of little things that you can do to help raise money for us. We actually, as a charity ourselves, actually launched a big raffle last week. So if you go onto our website and you go onto our social media, we've got a huge raffle where all amazing people have donated to us, including the cash prizes. So we've got £1,000 cash donated by our chairman, who also donated the Selfridges voucher, the Tiffany voucher, and the Liberty voucher. So he was very, he'd probably hate me for telling you that, but that's what he's done. So he's donated those. And then lots of hair and beauty brands have donated products. So it's not about education. This is about just pure pampering and fabulousness. The tickets cost £1, and it's running between now till January. So you've got plenty of time to buy vouchers, raffle tickets. You can either buy the book, we'll send them to you. So if you want to sell them in your salon to anybody like that, that's brilliant. Or you can then just buy online and just buy however many you want. So that's what the charity's doing. Now, Beauty Backed and the lovely Caroline has got her own fantastic raffle happening between now and I think it's like mid-October, like the 21st of October happening. Those tickets are £10 donation. But the prize value of I think she's got 28 gifts that she's given is just unbelievable. I can't even describe how fabulous these gifts are. It's just ridiculous how big it is and what she's donating. So, check Caroline's blog post out. Or her Instagram. She's talked all about it. And, donate. It doesn't matter which one you give it to, because at the end of the day, it all's going to come back to the Hair and Beauty charity, and we're going to be able to help more and more people. So that's, a great thing that we're doing at the moment. But we do things also like we've got the Christmas cards again. So we have our own branded Christmas cards. So the money that you're buying for that, I know a lot of people like to do charity cards, so you can actually do ours. And then if there's, no amount of money is too small. If you want to donate £1, great. If you want to donate £1,000, fabulous. If you want to do your own raffle, you want to do your own anything, just get involved on that side. And I think for me, it's very much about letting people know we exist. And that's I'm really keen for people to know that the charity is there. And I think in Scotland, there'll be a lot of people, I hope, will hear what we're talking about and maybe know somebody and ask them to sort of get in touch with us as well. So
absolutely, I think you're completely right there, Sam. There's a lot of towns in Scotland that we are now unfortunately facing our third lockdown, and it's just, business is not sustainable when you're facing that kind of third implication. So the charity is such a lovely thing to hear about up here, and it's just so positive, and just to know that there's somebody to reach out to just now, because I think from a lot of people I speak to, they're facing the end of the road right now. It's desperation. So to hear stories and to hear that there is a body out there that they can reach out to, they can just speak to. It doesn't necessarily have to be about funding or financial help, but just to get a little bit of advice on what to do.
And I think, again, with Facebook we have, and social media, I know you guys, this is a private group for Facebook, but the charity, we do have our Facebook page. So again, you can always instant messages on there, or instant messages on Instagram as well. It's HB Charity is the handle for those two. So find us on there. And again, with Instagram, I tend to be the person you're chatting to. So if you get a response, it's me talking to you. With the Facebook, it tends to be the head office team who will be responding to you. But, we've got a small, wonderful team. There's only 2 people working full time on the charity. But they are very passionate and they know everything that you need to know. And obviously I tend to do this part and everything like that, and then sort of hide behind social media a little bit too. But, as I say, just ask the question, and if we can help you, we will.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sam. We've got a question. Do you work in partnership with other female-led charities?
We don't actually. I think the reason is because we're quite a niche charity, in the sense of that we are an industry charity. So we're literally focused on working with hair, beauty and barbering professionals who need financial help. It might be that there are other charities that might get in touch with us, and obviously we're always very interested to hear what that is. But we are quite a niche charity, so we haven't at the moment worked with any other charities in that sense.
Okay, what I'm going to do just now, everyone, is I'm going to put the website for the Hair and Beauty charity at the bottom there. As Sam said, everything that you need to know, forms to fill out, contact details for Sam, is on the website there. So please head over, please share as much as you can, their Insta handle, their Facebook handle, the website, and tell your friends and colleagues about the charity, because as Sam has said tonight, they're here to help. So if there's no other questions, I think we will we'll wrap up. But Sam, thank you so much for your time tonight. Thank you for sharing all that wonderful information about the charity.
Yeah.
I
No,
hope
my absolute pleasure. And I was going to say, and it's great to be invited onto your Facebook group. When you told me all about it, I literally said, "Can I come on and talk, please?" My fear of public talking has completely been taken away this year. As a PR, we're very much about promoting our clients and our brands and pushing them forward. And I've never been in the limelight. I've always shied away from it. But this year, taking on the presidency, from being on the ball through to doing many of these Instagram lives, and I think my scariest one was definitely when I joined Caroline and suddenly saw there was 2,000-3,000 people tuning in. That's a whole other level.
How did you feel? Did the heart start racing?
I tried not to look at the numbers, to be honest. I was just trying not to do that. But Caroline is a powerhouse, and you cannot pass up an opportunity to spend time talking to her about something as amazing as our charity. So I just had to grin and bear it.
Well, thank you so much for your time, guys. Make sure and follow Caroline on Instagram. Get buying the raffle tickets, because there is some incredible prizes to be won, and it obviously helps the charity and helps Sam to support many people out there. So thank you for tuning in. Thanks, Sam, for being here tonight, and good night, everyone.
Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care.